introduction, this is our Renaissance Europe vlog series, and this one single video will include the whole entire trip. So stick with me, because it's a little long. And make sure you check out both Emily and Coleman's videos, and they'll be linked below. Hey y'all, I'm here with Emily today to start off our vlog series of Renaissance Europe. And currently we are sitting outside waiting for Coleman to get here. We have not seen him. I'm gonna call him.
Okay. While she's doing that, make sure to go check out my video. A link will be down in the description. Self-promotion, yeah. Woo.
Okay, so
he won't answer,
took me
so
to voicemail.
At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Thanks,
Where are you?
You're supposed to be in Europe, by the way. Thanks.
Bye.
Jose's calling me.
Oh, but you wouldn't answer our call.
So Coleman is here.
Finally, woo!
So now we're going to go experience the religious side of Renaissance Europe. Yay!
How are we?
So basically it's like 6 o'clock at night and I'm really tired, so this might be a short entry. And Emily's here too. Yay!
I'll be right back.
Now she's gone.
I'm going to get food.
But anyways, today we visited 3 sites that would have been important during the Renaissance.
During the European Renaissance, most people were Roman Catholics and who were big humanism believers. In South America during this time period, all 3 of the groups of people were polytheistic, meaning they believed in hundreds of gods. They built amazing stone temples, similar to the pyramids, to sacrifice and worship their gods. Human sacrifices were very common, and most temples were built high to pay the respects to the sun god.
Gallery in Florence. Yay! So we saw an amazing pieces of art. That made no sense. We saw many amazing pieces of art, including sculptures by like Michelangelo. But then there was these awesome mosaics by South Americans that looked like this. There'll be a picture here.
I'm gonna have to help you do that.
And then also more sculptures by South Americans that looked like this. And without further ado, here's some footage from today's museum tour.
South America art was very different and influenced much of European art. The Aztecs, Incas, and Mayans made many mosaics, rock art, and included a ton of color. Europe also had mosaics, but mostly had statues and paintings by famous artists such as Michelangelo. The bright colors such as orange, red, green, blue, and other tan earth colors were achieved by the South American natives to get a form of art that is unique and colorful. The South American art also focused on animal life rather than the people like the European forms of art. South America also used a ton of pottery in their art. After we grabbed a bite to eat in the cafe outside the Uffizi Art Gallery, we visited the art outside. Here we saw cave paintings that are miraculous and showed the everyday life of Aztecs, Incas, and Mayans. It showed them farming, hunting, and fighting the Spanish, which came a little after the Renaissance, but it doesn't really matter. It's still part of their art. Hey guys, I'm filming this section to go with the art and literature, and I'm basically just going to tell you what we learned since my art section wasn't that good and we couldn't do live footage inside the museum. So basically, the Mayans wrote in a language called Olmec, or glyphs, which was very similar to hieroglyphics. They created around 1200, and it was mostly pictures and diagrams chained together, but fairly easy to translate. So there have been many translated stories even today. The Aztecs wrote in a version of Olmec / glyphs that are very similar. So, yeah. But the Incas were completely different. They didn't have glyphs they wrote in, and the very few language we have is hard to translate, but they did come up with stuff like this. And it's backwards, but what? Or anyways, they came up with math. And all these countries, they also created a calendar. But anyways, since my art section was so short, I decided to read y'all an ancient Mayan story. So without further ado, story time with Allison. Without further ado, the legend of Uxmal. The legend says that a long time ago, in the ancient Mayan city, there lived an ancient woman that worked as an oracle in the city. The woman was unable to conceive children, and therefore asked the god Chik-Chan to bring her the shell of a large turtle. A few months later, a tiny green dwarf with red hair was born. Dun dun dun! One day, the dwarf decided to make a large gourd, which would serve as a kind of rattle. There was a prophecy that said that the people who played with a similar instrument would become the new king. The king at the time became angry and challenged the dwarf to a duel. He had 3 tests for the dwarf. For the first test, he asked the dwarf the number of trees in his palace. The dwarf succeeded. For the second task, the king asked the dwarf to bring a turkey male to lay eggs. The next day, the dwarf brought a man who appeared to be pregnant, to prove that it was impossible to do the same with the turkey. The judges gave him the points. In the third test, the king asked Saya to place a kind of hickory on his head to be broken with a spear head. Not only was he able to pass this test, but the dwarf asked the king underwent the same experiment. The king died because of his pride, and so the little man was proclaimed as king. Okay, so of course it's a short story, but I hope you enjoyed it. Hey, so today is our last day, and it's rainy and dreary outside. So we decided to learn more about the economy and the politics here. Hey guys! Well, if you watched the intro to the intro of this section of the video talking about politics and economics, and that is my phone, my bad, you know that we learned a little bit of the politics and economics while in Europe, but somehow that footage got deleted, so now I'm home. As you can tell, yay, the trip was fun, but I love to be back home. But I'm just going to simply tell you what we learned about the politics and economics. The Aztec Empire was mainly made of a series of city-states known as Atepet or something like that. Each Atepet was ruled by a supreme leader and a supreme judge and administrator.
yeah, so Tenochtitlan, or Mexico City, was the capital of this, but that's it. The Inca Empire was ruled by emperors, and the Mayan Empire was very similar to the Aztec empires. And in the dramatic pause. Actually, I just forgot what I was going to say, but you don't have to know that. Farmers, priests, and just hardworking people, such as slaves, were very common in all three empires, and it influenced Europe very much. So I realized after I started filming that 95% of this is an educational video, and no one's just going to want to visit a place because it's an educational video. And after all, this is a travel vlog, and I'm part of the Three Blind Mice travel agency. So I was just going to take you through a little bit of what we did other than educational stuff. So first off, we had amazing food. Anything from sushi, which came from Japan, this amazing African chicken, enchiladas, tacos, tortas from South America, to fish and chips from Europe, pasta from Italy. It was great. I swear I probably gained like 10 pounds. So, food is always a highlight anywhere you go on vacation. So, if you want good food, good eat, go to Europe. What? Also, while we were there, we did a little bit of shopping. I bought a pair of shoes. They're really cute. So, yeah. I also bought something else, if I can find it. Actually, I can't find it. But I bought some lotion and hand soap and a pair of sunglasses. And these sunglasses are amazing. So you have education, shopping, and delicious food. So why not go here? So yeah, I've told you about my trip, and I know this video is a little lengthy, so stick with me. But if you haven't watched everybody else's video, like I said at the beginning, watch Coleman and Emily's video, and subscribe to our channel so you can see our next trip. It could be to Australia, to Germany, Antarctica.